Everyone is talking about the market crashing in Madden 26 Ultimate Team, so here is everything you need to know. Now, Salsa family, and welcome back to another Madden 26 Ultimate Team video. Hope you watching this one are having a wonderful start to your day. On the screen right here is a $10 Xbox gift card, and without further ado, let's get started. Now, this video will be divided into two different sections. Section 1 will talk about what causes a market crash in this game, and if we're seeing those signs right now, as well as a big change EA Sports made that actually really affects the way the market crashes. And then number 2, after we've established which players have crashed, why they're going down, I'll give you guys some tangible steps you can follow to buy players and take advantage of some micro market movements to ensure you're getting good deals. First things first, I'm seeing the term market crash thrown out all over the place in my comment section and on Twitter. People are saying, Swift, is the market gonna crash? What will cause that? There are 3 things that cause a market crash in this game. Number 1 is an insane pack offer. If there's a point pack or a coin pack in the store that everyone is opening, whether it's profitable or whether it's just a really good way of spending your points, that is the first thing that can cause a serious market crash in this game. The market in Madden Ultimate Team is like the market in real life. Supply and demand are the 2 factors that are going to affect how prices move, and if there's more supply in the market, meaning people are going through and opening up this really good pack or this really good offer, that means prices will go down, as long as my economics teacher was not lying to me. But Miss Orr, I don't think she would ever lie to me back in the day. Now, that's the first thing that can cause a market crash in this game, and honestly, it's the most rare. EA Sports isn't usually the most generous when it comes to packs, but the second thing that causes a big dip in this game is a really good player getting released. Because if, say, for example, I was in the market to maybe buy some 83s or some 84s, and EA Sports went through and they dropped a ton of unbelievable cards in a new program. They dropped 6 or 7 champions that everyone wanted. There was an LTD that people are looking to pick up. Well, what would naturally happen is people would go through and sell off their current starters to buy those brand new champions in the game. And that's really one of the most common ways of getting a big market crash in Madden Ultimate Team. If EA Sports drops an unbelievable promo with insane cards in it, then naturally the lower overall players, they're going to go down in price. To get Madden 26 Ultimate Team coins for your account at the cheapest price on the internet, check out MMOEXP by clicking the link in the description and use the promo code SWIFT to save an additional 8% on your order. And there is actually one big caveat to that we'll talk about in just a second, which is how EA Sports totally changed the game this year that's really going to affect the way that might happen. But the third way a market crash can happen in this game is the most common. It's what I would like to call a micro crash, and we saw it today. Now, instead of, say, for example, EA Sports dropping a ton of new cards in the game that everyone's looking to pick up, maybe there's just one card at one position, and that singular position can have a bit of a micro crash. So we're going to take the quarterback market for an example in today's video. John Elway's 85 overall quarterback card is the most accessible, good QB in this game. He's 330k, and boys, what's going to happen when a good card like this comes out in Madden is the lower overall players at the same position, they will go down in price. Baker Mayfield went down 47% in pricing today. He was 160k yesterday. He is 80k today. That is a 50% dip. That is a big dip. So if you're looking for a new quarterback, well, this 82 overall Baker Mayfield, he's pretty good, and this tactic can be applied to every single position in this game. If we get a really good new receiver, looking at the second best or the third best receiver in the game is a nice way of taking advantage of market dips or individual market crashes that happen whenever EA Sports puts a new really good card in MUT. So those are the basics. If one of those 3 things happen, the market will crash in this game. The market's not just going to crash for the sake of crashing. A lot of people are thinking, all right, the market's just going to drop a ton because the game's been out for a week. Prices need to come down. But why would they? People are getting coins. People are generating coins. It feels like everyone right now is a buyer in MUT. Every single person that's commenting on my videos, they want to spend coins. There is a lot of demand. Prices aren't going to come down with all that demand. And beyond that, this is the kicker. This is the big change that EA Sports made this year. When EA Sports is dropping cards in MUT, they're not giving every champion unbelievable stats. If we take, for example, the preseason standout program that EA Sports just dropped in the game, these 85 overall players, some of them aren't very good. Deron Bland is an 83 speed corner. That is not a card who is going to sell for a ton of coins. And what does that mean? Well, whenever there's a corner that's actually really good and EA Sports puts a corner in the game that every single person wants, well, now there's just so much demand for that one card that their price probably isn't going to drop a ton. But again, like I said, a good place to be shopping in today's video is if there's a really good corner that comes in the game, you look for that second best, that third best corner, because they're going to go down. Now, before I get too far along with today's video, as I'm recording this, we hit the easiest layup pick in NFL preseason football of all time. Bryce Young lower. He passed for 0 yards in the game in 3 drives. That was too easy. And I can't lie, preseason football, it might be easier to make picks on than regular season. I've been able to profit over $500 making picks on the NFL preseason. If you want to get in on this money, I'm going to leave Underdog linked down below in the description. And if you're skeptical, you're a little bit unsure about trying it, if you download the app and just deposit $5, they're going to give you $50 free on them if you put in the promo code SWIFT. It's a great way to try out the app, pretty much risk-free. Click that link, put in the promo code SWIFT to make sure you get the deposit bonus, and let's win together. If you would like to see all of my picks Discord is free, where I post all my picks, and it is linked in the description. So that was part one, and in case you couldn't tell, I'm a little bit skeptical about a big market crash happening in this game. The final factor that I haven't even mentioned is there are more good training packs this year than in past years. There's been a couple of training offers in here that absolutely everyone's had to open. There's that training pack that made you profit, there was the BND training pack, there was the Coin Frenzy pack, and whenever there's good training packs in this game, what does that mean? Well, people need to buy cards, which means, again, there is more and more demand for these players, and with more demand in the market, prices just naturally go up. So the outlook for a big market crash in Madden Ultimate Team, it's kind of bleak, but there are some ways we can shop around the edges. Here are some players that you're going to want to target that I think are absolutely good buys and have either crashed or are just good value based on how they're structured. Now, the first section of players that I actually think are a pretty good deal in this game are promo champions. Promo champions right now, to me, they don't sell for an awful price. If we take a look at the preseason standout cards right here, these cards that are going for 300k, the legends are 300k, those aren't awful numbers. Sure, you can tell me 300k is a lot for a card, but 300k for a card, if he's the best at his position, that is not awful. Now, I know a lot of people are going to point to this and say, oh, Devin Witherspoon, though, why is he so expensive? Devin Witherspoon, I want to get that card on my team. Let me just tell you this right now, EA Sports made a change that's not going to happen with other promo-specific champions in this game. The reason this card is 450k, I know a lot of people want him, it's not because of the demand of the player, it's because EA Sports went through and for some reason removed the set to get this player. I want to say it's because he was an early access card in the early access program, but for every other champion in Madden Ultimate Team, they will have a set, and as a result, the prices of those cards should be just about the same as the price of any other champion in this game, even though they'll have better stats. So champions is a nice place to target. Then number two, because of what I said earlier in today's video, that every single champion doesn't have amazing stats in this game, that means that some of the lower overall cards in MUT, they're gonna have really good stats. If we look at pre-game access as an example, there's legit an 82 overall corner with 83 speed. That is the exact same speed and pretty similar stats, to be honest with you, as the Deron Bland card. Now, obviously, Deron Bland is way better in zone, but he's selling for 300k. That card is only going for 53,000 coins, a much better deal. Chase Brown, an even better example, 85 speed, 87 acceleration. Every other running back in this game close to as good as him is way more expensive. So although it's less fun from an overall point of view, shopping around the edges and buying these 82s, there's some really good deals in here. And then the final thing that you gotta be doing, which I mentioned before, if you're looking to take advantage of crashes in this game, Baker Mayfield's price crashed today. It did. It came down 50% for one of the best quarterbacks in this game. He's absolutely a great card to buy. Even the LTD Baker Mayfield, I want to say, came down about like 10 to 15%. Obviously, that card is still really pricey, selling at 600k, but his number did come down. And like I said earlier in today's video, everyone's got coins. Everyone's looking to spend. It's not a great market to be in if you're thinking it's going to crash a ton. But yes, there are some players that are going to crash along the edges, like this 82 Baker, a great card to target. So here's what you got to be doing, and here's what you got to be watching out for. There are two things you're really going to be looking for when it comes to hunting for a crash in this game and making your upgrades. Number one, if you see a great pack in the store, you see a pack that everyone's opening, that's when you go on the market, and that's when you start buying the cards you want for your team. And that doesn't even have to just be like the 85 overall champions. If there's a good 82 overall player you want to pick up, a good 83 overall player you want to pick up, if there's a good pack going on right now, that is when you go through and make buys in the market. And then the second thing that's much easier is when you see a reveal or when you get on the game. If you see there is a card that's very good that just dropped in Ultimate Team, or even pretty good, like John Elway, he's not unbelievable, he's not world beating, he's not a must-have quarterback on every team, but he's a good enough card that Baker Mayfield's price went down. He's a good enough card that the other quarterbacks went down in price. That's what you can do. You can be value hunting when you see a card that comes out at one position, and that's when you look to the rest of the position and make upgrades there. But unfortunately, I am not expecting a massive market crash anytime soon in Madden 26. Everyone's got too many coins, everyone wants to buy, and there's just too many other factors that don't cause the crash. I will say this though, if you want to pick up free cards for your team, it doesn't matter if the market crashes or not. I made a video showing you how to get 3 legends for free in Madden Ultimate Team. EA Sports really changed up the way those work this year, so click this video you see on the screen to make sure you're getting every single free legend you can. And until next time, I'm out. Love y'all. See ya. Peace.